Welcome back, beautiful souls. It's so wonderful to have you here at this time. Let's see what Spirit would like us to be mindful of. The first deck they asked me to pull today was the Animal Love Oracle by Nadine Gordon Taylor. Let's see what they want to do here. Okay, that one's ready to go. Okay, that one. Okay, let's see what they want. 3. Okay, so there's one more for this one. Okay, that was number 3 right there. All right, let's put this to the side. Move that beautiful candle. Okay, so Animal Love. All right, so the next one up today is the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. Okay, let's see if they want any more. Okay, also 3, which they already gave us. Okay, so that's fine. All right. And then the third oracle deck today they asked for is the Oracle of Trees. Okay. Okay, let's see what they want. 5. Okay, so that's 2. Okay, so can I have the third card, please? Can I have the fourth card? Thank you. Can I have fifth card? Okay, there it is. All right, Oracle of Trees. Then the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they actually asked for 7 decks today. So then the fourth card they asked for deck was the Secret Animal Language of Animals Oracles by Chip Richards. Okay. Patience is a virtue. Oh, that's, nope. Okay. Excuse me, let me get that card. Okay, actually it was 2 cards that fell. Let's see which one they want. Okay. Okay, just this one. All right, and still haven't asked them. They haven't talked. Okay. Okay, also 5. So that was 2. Can I have the third card, please? That's the third card. Okay. Fourth card. Fifth card. Okay. All right. Back. All right, and then the 6th oracle deck today that I was guided to pull from is Alana Fairchild's The White Oracle. They've been using some of these decks several times recently, which I don't know why. Okay, so here, there's 1. Okay, let me see what they want. 4. Okay, so that was 2. So let's go. Okay. That's 3. And that's 4. Okay. Okie dokie. And then the Teote Tarot deck they pulled. So here we go with that. I love the way this deck feels. It has such a good feel to it. This one. All right. This one. Oh. See what's going on here. Okay, let's see if they want anything else. 5. Okay, that was 3, so I need 2 more. Nope. I can feel it. I can feel it. All right. And then last but never least, The Archetypes by Kim Kranz, The Wild Unknown. Okay, I'm going to keep these in order. Okay, sweetheart, what do you want? This one? Okay. This one? Okay. Okay, let's see what they want. Just 3. Okay, just 3. Usually I pull quite a bit from this. Okay. This one. Okay, and that's it, right? Okay. If that's it, that's it. All right, put that to the side. And let's pick them up the way they asked them to be pulled. And I'm interested to see why they asked me for these crystals. This is a lavender quartz. It's a rare form of rose quartz. And then this is a red quartz. So we'll see. So far, every time they pull crystals, it has something to do with the message. So the interpretation. So let's just lay these out and see how they want them. Oh, isn't that interesting? I saw that in the pre-shuffle earlier. The mermaid. Okay, so. Oh, the squirrels. They're all ready for winter now. The rabbit. Okay, that's probably not how they want it. Let's see. I have to move that in a minute. Oh, so the crystals came down. Oh, purpurite. That's also a beautiful, beautiful stone. Rainbow Mionite, which they've pulled recently. The rhodochrosite, which they've also pulled. Okay, I will put the layout together in a second. Okay, so the bay leaf, the laurel, right? The elm tree with this knight offering something. The grapevines. Okay. The wishing tree. The tree of porphyry. That's all philosophers, Greek and ancient philosophers. Earth. Okay, I'll read everything when we do the interpretation. Crow. Wood. And fire. Earth, wood, and fire. How interesting. And spirit. And they have the crayfish. Okay, I've gone out of... Okay, I'm going to just keep these closed for right now until I figure out the final formation. And then from the spiritual vibration deck, this is Magnetism of Eros, Lasya of Parvati, Yogini, 285 hertz, the Sacred Scar, number 11. Okay, the Queen of Wands, Victory, Virtue, Sorrow, and Futility. Okay, and now they're summing up. And here they have the Mystic, the Mother, and Starborn. Okay, let me think here for a minute. I'm going to have to pull these crystals out for a second and figure out what they want to do. Okay, so this would be their preface. So I can push that up a little bit. And you don't have to see that entire thing. So that was just 3 cards, right? 3 and 3. And then they asked for 5 and 2 more 5s. Okay, so I'm going to push this here. See if I can fit that there. And push this 5 here. Okay, we can overlap a little bit, but not too much. I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put that a little bit to the side. I'm going to put this crystal back because it was asked for. Oh, it's interesting. It kind of mimics this shape of this. And see if I can put that back. We'll pull up the cards as we need to talk about them. And then let's put these last cards have a little space on the bottom. So what they asked for, 4 and 5. Okay, so let me try to put this one in the middle. Earth. Oh, that's lining up nicely. Okay. All right. And then these, I think you can see this. I'm going to keep this sideways for now. And then the mother and then the starborn was also to the side. All right. Well, that's good for the moment. Let's see how. The rabbit has this violet flower, which is mimicking the crystal too. Okay, I think you should be able to see that in order. And this is very close. Looks very much like the purpurite, even though it's not, but it has this marbling like this card. I don't know if you can see that. That's interesting. Okay. All right, that's good for the layout. Okay, so let's start. Let's give it a once over here. Okay, let's unpack this. I'm always as interested as anyone else to see what it is they're trying to say. Okay, mermaid. All right, the first thing I notice right away, because I think I'm picking up the color here, is this heart. It's the first thing I'm picking up. I'm also, of course, this red hair is hard to miss, and it seems to be rising up. There's other figures. There's this is a female mermaid, but there's definitely, this is a male mermaid. I see some other fins, but the only other full figure I see is this man. And, or merman, I should say. So we're seeing this lavender, like this higher vibration of this rose quartz, this lavender quartz. And you can see that, well, that's interesting, rose quartz, because there's a blue or lavender colored rose here, which is underwater, which is a miracle in itself. So this is, yeah, just talking about this is talking a bit like magic or maybe alchemy or something to this effect. But this signifying you might be talking about a partnership here or something. But this is about you diving deep. And there's like this energy emanating out of their heads. That's so interesting. Okay, so it's about you diving deep, that you have some dream or some gift to bring forth into the world. There's, you can see a light up here above the water. So this of course is the first card, so it's the preface. So it's just kind of about you diving deep, maybe inside your heart, and maybe reconnecting with a dream or something you think is really a miracle at this point in your life to bring forth. So okay, so let's leave that there, and then this will come together and sum up what that is trying to tell us. So then we move on to this squirrel. Now it's odd to see a squirrel standing still because it's now November here. That's when, I mean, the reading is timeless, so it works for whenever you're guided to listen to it. But you know, I've been watching the squirrels and they've been so busy. But this one is standing still. It's surrounded by the color of green, which is also depicts one of our heart chakras. And he's kind of clutching his heart. And then we see this butterfly coming across, this monarch. But the squirrel isn't looking at this symbol of transformation at all. It looks like he's almost in a daze. Like he's been working so much. It's literally kind of lopsided. I felt like that last week. But yeah, very active life. Very. So it looks like you're very active in the real world, maybe with your work or, you know, school or higher studies or something. But yet it looks like something is like nagging at you, like pulling you in. And then we go straight on to this cute little bunny. Come here, bunny. Which is mimicking the same colors, this lavender, and it's talking about lucky fertility, simple diet. I see here just this rabbit enjoying chewing on a stalk of one of these. I think these are forget-me-nots and pansies and such, and just so the rest of it's brown, so very earthy. Just kind of enjoying the simple things of life. So what I'm getting so far is that maybe you've been super busy with your life. I mean, you're all alone here. Yeah, it might be that. This might be about a relationship or the dream of a relationship or the hopes or maybe a relationship that's just started and maybe getting back to simpler things. You know, a bit of a transformation. Okay, so that's their preface. So let's see where they're going with this. You know, what's the issue? So this, as we saw before, this is red quartz, and this is purpurite. And so purpurite cleanses curses. I know that. I know some people probably don't believe in curses. It could also just be any kind of toxic energy. People thinking negatively about you can affect you and your life, depending on how sensitive you are or how much people are maybe gossiping or things of this nature. Anyway, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying that there is negative energy, and it's saying that purpurite can also is for erasing generational curses. So this could be something that's been going on in your family line, or it could just mean cyclical, generational cyclical. So maybe there's been something going on with you with relationships throughout your life that at this point like a harmonic or a beautiful relationship is kind of almost a dream to you. I mean, here you're so much by yourself. Okay, so, all right. And then we go straight into the rainbow Mayanite. And I just noticed this is 44, this is 22, and when I was laying the cards, I saw an 11, Sacred Scar. Oh, so there, isn't that interesting? Sacred Scar, a scar, this is a scar, so it could be dealing with an issue of an emotional scar, something that scarred your heart. Okay, so Rainbow Mayanite is about the Rainbow Bridge and connecting to the higher realms, and maybe that's why we have this lavender quartz instead of the rose quartz. That's why they pick that to heal. Okay, and that goes straight into this, which is this crystal. It heals the heart. Rhodochrosite is actually excellent heart healing crystal, and they've been using these crystal cards so much lately. I'm thinking that they are saying to some of you to try crystal healing. So especially in a situation like this, these 3 crystals would be perfect for that. The purpurite, the rainbow Mayanite, and the rhodochrosite. You don't have to buy big ones, small ones. I don't know if you've ever purchased crystals. I would not recommend purchasing them online unless you have, because you really should choose them in person. There's so much other energy when you're dealing with stuff on the internet that might sway your opinion or the way you're attracted to something. So if you do have a crystal store nearby, you might consider doing that. Okay, so let's just keep going with the reading because that is only for some people. Okay, so we go into the bay tree. The bay tree, okay, bay leaves, right? Caesar used to wear these laurel, I don't know if you can see, these bay leaf wreaths on top of his head. It's a sign of success. So this is making me feel like I think when I laid the card down, I said, I think all the 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 squirrels are done with their gathering all of, for their future, for the winter. Uh, so it looks like you have been successful here in business or financially or successfully. Um, excuse me, I'm just going to have a little sip of water. Thank you. Okay. However, this is not, this is like worldly success, but this is not romantic success. As a matter of fact, this card is the opposite for readings to do with relationships. It's telling you that you basically spent too much time planning for your future or providing, not to say you can never spend too much time, but they're saying there's an imbalance here, which is why they might be talking about the crystal healing. Okay, let's keep going because they all start interplaying with each other. So we'll see how that comes together. Oh, yes. So they're saying that there's issues right now with there's a dream. You might not even be conscious of it because it seems like there's a block from a lot of pain. There's a lot of hurt here. Something that might be a recurring theme. Maybe you've had a number of bad relationships. I don't feel bad. I've been there. So this card is actually showing you that someone is, you see there's a cup here. So this could signify like the cup card in tarot, which has to do with your emotions and the heart. And there's someone new coming in, someone presenting themselves, and they bring a lot of gifts. Or, it could also be somebody who is, how do you say that? When they're expensive to keep. But it looks like instead of taking the gifts, they're giving the gifts. So this could be actually a blessed relationship coming into your life. And if you're already in a relationship, it could be just a new phase. It could be that you actually are in a relationship, but because of how much you've been working, this person or this relationship is now like a shadow almost. You see how you can't really see the definition of them, but you can see they're there. So it could be a new level to this relationship or something completely new coming in. And this is interesting because this card is a card of lust, which goes back to like the bacchanals with the grapes and I don't know if you know any of that history from Greek and Roman times. One of the gods Bacchus, it was a festival where they would get very, very drunk. And actually it was the women. The women were the sexual, they were the ones going after the men during this festival. So it was a real, and it was even ladies from very upper whatever, the upper class or whatever. But during this festival, all was kind of laid bare. So this card is talking about being careful. It seems that you have, there's a real desire here. And now looking at this red hair, we're seeing this right in the middle, this red and the orange together. We're seeing this sacral chakra. So I don't know, maybe it's been a while for you. It happens when you put things on hold to take care of other priorities in your life. I mean, that happens, right? And that's interesting because this is also orange, the butterfly. So yes, so this could be a time that you are desiring whatever you've been, and here's the orange again. Look at that. Yeah, so this is actually talking definitely about a intimate physical relationship or a burning desire for that at this point in your life, which has been missing. But it is warning you to go slow and not to, dive in head first, right? And you don't want to give up everything you've built and end up someplace you don't want to be. And the wishing tree this is a very deep rooted, you see the roots of this tree, they're going into this river. So this, and of course the water is emotion. So this dream that you have, whatever it is it about a certain person that is in your life, or maybe was in your life, or is coming into your life, something new that look at how this it's bent. The roots must be going this way, going straight into this river. So this is this dream or this wish or this passion, which at this point you think it will take a miracle for some reason, right? For something that's happened in your past. This is something that's very dear to you. But it's saying here, don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. I mean, you seem to be a pretty logical person. So they're saying, looking here at the rabbit, ground yourself. The first way, if you have really been in your head and working a lot intellectually, I'm so sorry. One of the best ways to connect to your sensuality again, because until you connect to your sensuality, you're not going to manifest a good intimate relationship. One of the best ways is just to start enjoying the simple sensual pleasures, other sensual pleasures, like fresh, organic foods, or maybe going to, like in New York, the botanical gardens. I mean, this isn't the time of the year for it, but some places there's greenhouses, or somewhere where your different senses, your sense of sight, art museums, going to concerts with harmonic music, not disharmonic, but harmonic music, and really just kind of bathe yourself in your senses to reawaken this root and sacral chakra in yourself. That's another way to ground, to earth yourself. Really reconnect with all the senses in your physical body, and that will help you. Yeah, because you've been busy here, intellectual, but also you're very emotional. Okay, so yeah, that's what they're telling you to do here. And this is very interesting because when I was laying out, I noticed also we have earth, spirit, ether, but with the bird in flight, we also have air. Then we have fire and water. We have all the elements, and actually the wood is also the fifth element in the Chinese, mystical schools. So going on to the crow. So they're talking about, and this is interesting because we have the red and the lavender here. So this again, this is echoing this where they want you to get very in touch with your body in any way you can think of it, any way you really enjoy. And but also know that your spirit guides, your guardian angels, the Holy Spirit, they're here, and they want to help you. They know about this desire. They're aware of this desire, and maybe that's why you've been led to this reading. And they want, and they think it's an important this transformation to get more balance in all aspects of self. That this is a very important part of your life story. So they will be communicating with you, and that you need to stay open to that. But the best way to do that is to, be very in touch with your senses, because they speak to us through various our five major senses and others as well. So then wood, yes. So through this connection, this support, this is where you will plant the seeds that will grow into the opportunities that will bring you into another excuse me, that's a Freudian slip, another successful intimate relationship. And fire. You don't get any smoke without the fire. So yes, you have to plant the seeds to have the wood, to have the fire, right? To have that passionate, that dream that you're dreaming of, to create this. To create this, oh, there is fire right here. Fire with the smoke. To send that, you need to first emanate that yourself, right? Doesn't mean you have to become overtly sexual, but you do have to become overtly sensual. And it doesn't mean sexual. Being sensual, you don't need to be overtly, overtly like looking like you need it or you want it to be sensual. Sensual is people that are just emanate the earthiness. They're very much in touch with themselves. And from that, you will attract other people that are very much in touch with themselves. And that will give you a wonder, a beautiful, those are the types of relationships that dreams are made out of, right? People that both people are grounded, right? You don't need drama queens or drama kings in your life. Isn't that interesting? These two figures, their backs are to each other. So I say there is someone in your environment. Maybe there's someone you have your eye on, or you're not looking at them here. You're not looking at them here. You guys aren't looking at each other there. But maybe you're aware of their presence, or maybe you have been so busy you are completely unaware of their presence. But they're there, and spirit is guiding this. So that's amazing. So crayfish is, yes, water. I think I've mentioned this before. This was the original sign of Cancer in the astrological charts, for various reasons I won't go into here. So anyway, this is reminding me of her. She's got her tail, she's got her arms out, she's trying to grab this dream and bring it up to the surface. And the crayfish, like the lobster, this is all about regeneration. I mean, shedding the old. And you notice how this card is right under here. So we're pointing back to, you need to, I want to make sure you can see that. I'm going to put him over here on top of squarely and bring these in a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yes, I'm sorry. So this is all about shedding whatever this is. Whatever cyclical, either generational, cyclical, something that's been going on with close, intimate relationships with you, or maybe your parents, maybe you had a single mother and you saw that, or maybe you're a single mother, or it could also be you were raised by a single dad, whatever. That you need to finally shed that so you can grow and have a new shell, connect in a new way to this part of yourself. So whatever has happened in the past that has you having turned your back on intimate relationships, maybe for some time, and focusing solely on other parts of your life, that whatever caused that heartache, does not happen in this next relationship. Because we must heal our blockages. We must get rid of any blockages we have before we can actually have a fruitful relationship, right? So, which brings us back to magnetism of Eros. Well, yeah, I mean, this goes without saying. It's the number one. So this is new beginnings. And the two people, here we're finally they're going to start summing up now. You're looking at each other. You see this little shadow in the back? You're finally in sync. Look at them in that spiral. This is like the solfeggio frequency. This is the Fibonacci scale, right? The spiral. It's this is a universal law that you can't, if you're not looking for it, or if you've got your back turned to something, or if you're not, noticing, you're not going to, you won't be emanating an energy that will pull someone else in, because they'll feel that coldness, right? They'll feel that distance. They'll feel that you're not paying, that you don't, I don't have any time. I'm too busy. I don't have any time for this relationship. So that has to change. You have to show it. Not that it has to be overt, but they're saying you don't have to be overt. You don't have to be obvious, but you have to start to become more sensual, right? Which brings us to Pavarotti. Now, Pavarotti, yes, this is exactly, Pavarotti is, the universal mother in her gentle aspect. And I think, as all mothers are, right? Her fierce side will emerge if it's needed to, right? Especially to protect her children. Anyway, I think this is what it's talking about here, where we were talking about a gentler side, right? I think what we see with Pavarotti is, oh, sorry, there's like something on her face. She's kind of a universal mother, right? That's what she symbolizes in her gentle aspect. Although, with like all mothers, she can be quite fierce if she feels that her children or those who she's in charge of are threatened in any way. Anyway, so, well, maybe that's what they're talking about, right? There is a gentler way to proceed and obtain what you want, right? You have to tame this wild. You can't just, okay, you've had enough and just let yourself go completely wild and frenzied, right? You have to keep yourself grounded in beauty, pleasure and grace. That is going to attract the person you want, right? Right, because her other side is quite violent, and its negative effects can overcome. What it is you don't want to be like at a bacchanal. That type of behavior. What they're telling you that isn't gonna attract the person that you're dreaming of, that you've been wishing for, right? That you've been working so hard to have a stable and structured life. Don't throw that away to just get a relationship that you've decided suddenly you need to have in your life, right? And actually, I think here at 287 hertz, that's actually the knee chakra. And the yogini, she is, this can talk about yoga, but it's, yeah, I think the gentleness of yoga, this magnetism of eros, this is all talking about, right, like look how gentle the rabbit is. And also, my goodness, what is going on with the cards here? Okay. Come here. Come here. Doesn't want to come. It's like you and the relationship, right? You don't want to. It's been a while. I mean, you want it now, but you haven't wanted it in a while. But this is the gentleness they're talking about here. Don't let this more aggressive side come out in, this, I don't want to say desperate. It's just that you've realized that you've probably already understood here that you've gone too far and that you are out of balance and you do need to change, right? This part of your life. If you want, look at all these different aspects of your life to come together. Okay, so don't rush. Don't rush into anything. This card was the sacred scar. Yeah, this was 11, right? So the sacred scar, your inner and outer scars are, marks of your soul, what your soul has been through. They're signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be here and keep and work hard to make your life work as you believe it should, right? And the scar, the sacred scar, is speaking of what caused you pain, being, what caused you pain, being transformed into a higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma will be transformed by a connection with the spiritual. And if you didn't know that, you wouldn't be on this channel. So this leads you from being wounded to wisdom, right? On how to attain what it is. You don't have to be desperate. Have your faith. Have your faith. I mean, you have nothing, no one has anything to be ashamed of. We're all on different journeys. Everything is in divine timing. You can trust that your healing process has been going forward even when you've been busy with other things. And there is a hidden higher purpose of why things have gone in the way they have, right? And maybe that's also why we see this person hidden and how you're not seeing this other person at this time. You are very strong. You are very strong and very resilient. And this is going to flourish. This is most definitely going to flourish. It's all in divine timing, though. Right? Which brings us straight to the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, this is fire. Again, fire, fire, right? Fire. And this is right up the center of this reading. So here, this pine here, this actually symbolizes Bacchus again. So, and look at this red hair with this, right? It's a cougar. Maybe you're a little bit older, a lady who's a little bit older. That's fine. Isn't that funny? Maybe you've been a single mom, and you, of course, single moms never have time for themselves, never have time for their love lives. You know, they're so busy with their children. So anyway, everyone's story will be a little bit different. But what she's symbolizing is she's also water because she's a queen. So even though she's fire, she's also water. You know, she also flows. But she right now, this root chakra is on fire. I mean, it really the desire is very, very, very strong. And you can see here with the six of wands, yeah, 6 of wands. Again, you have 6 wands, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 flames. And this is with Jupiter. So this is expanding. This is something that you've been thinking about for a while now. And then here, wands, wands, wands. And along with action, right? Or the yang energy, wands also are, obviously they're phallic symbols. That I don't have to say, right? So, and here we have Aries, which is ruled by Mars, which is also in that same, connotates that same genre, and up to the sun. So this is the main focus right now. And God bless. That's healthy. That's healthy. As long as you don't let it take you off of what the other things you've already been doing. Don't go too fast. Don't get emotionally attached too quickly. Take your everything in divine timing, right? And go about it in a way that's very grounded. And because the energy that you give off, that energy is the partner you're going to attract. So remember that. Oh, and here we go. They're talking about the 3 of Swords with Saturn and Libra. So this, you have, again, working very hard. You've got 2 swords here. You've been working on things, material things. But this is placed here. So this is kind of going up this line. But they're saying it's time to balance. You see this sword here? These went to this sword that's going up into spirit, reconnecting with spirit. This one is actually bending the 2 swords, the intellectual swords that were bending down, that were creating this flower. So it's actually kind of breaking them. So Libra, the balance, is breaking the hard work. So this is really is about exactly. Wow. Boy, Spirit, you can't have underscored this any harder, any better if you tried. And again, yes, so we have, they're both. So here we have the swords. So now swords are our intellect. When we point down, that's us being busy with our minds, work. I've got to think of this. I got to figure this out. I got to do this. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Look at all these swords going down. So now this harmonic energy coming in, right? It's telling you, no. We're turning these. And all of these that you've been doing, this is your emotion. This is the moon. And your emotions have also been coming down. It's pointing down. But here, Uranus is your direct connection with the divine. That's when you get those aha moments, That's when thoughts come into your mind like that. So your emotions have been bringing you down, just like we said at the beginning of this, bringing you down to something that Uranus, it's like a gift. The universe has given you a dream that has kind of kept you going during this very busy or stressful time. And that's a great blessing. And they're saying again, it's time. Look at this: time to rise up, time to rise up, time to rise up. And that's a blessing, right? So the mystic is obviously, and here's the butterfly. I love how they sum things up. So, and the eyes here. So the mystic, this is that dark water, and this was like this. So it's not like you're completely unaware of this dream. You're aware of this dream. Otherwise it would have been like this. But you're not there yet. So this deep, deep dream that has been nagging at your heart and bringing your emotions down, it's very close to the light. It's much closer than you think. Like look at how close these people are. So close, right? This transformation is almost going to happen. Okay, so my battery seemed to have died just like right as I was at the final summation. So I'm just going to redo this little piece. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I was talking, I think when the video ended, I was talking about the mystic. And the mystic is a seeker. It's a dreamer, right? So they're summing up. So like the first card, right? Talking about your dreams. The mystic also talks about, the path of transformation. So it's actually tying these two cards together. And it's talking about not fearing darkness. If you've been feeling, where was the card talking here about your emotions? If you've been feeling down and thinking that this dream, the relationship of your dreams is out of your reach, this is showing you how close you are. See the light is coming into this darkness, that it's so close, just like these figures are in these cards. I mean, the mystic basically dances with the forces of light and dark, the unconscious, right? The emotions, and then bringing them forth into and manifesting them into our earthly world. It's the removal of darkness, of blockages. It's a visionary, right? You're a visionary. See the eyes here? This is something you've had in your eye's mind for some time. I mean, this going back to this heart in the tail, you can see that. And as a mystic, with this mystical energy, you have to awaken the inner flame. So that's kind of interesting because her hair kind of looks like a flame, and we've had so much fire in this reading, right? So, and again, awakening, they're telling you how to awaken that inner flame again is by, grounding yourself through sensual pleasures, not just sexual, but, all the senses. And it's interesting that this butterfly, again, is that same color, the orange and the red, and has a fire within, the inner fire. And that's interesting too, because the mystic is inward facing, like here, right? Facing towards the self, and not facing the other. Yet these light beams back into the world, right? With like a strength of, it's a source. Strength coming from the universal source, which is talking about, again, that your spirit guides know about this desire, and it's a blessed union. But this is coming from you. You have to ignite this. It's been snuffed out for a while. You see the center here is white. I mean, you're very evolved in many ways, but your flame, that physical flame has been snuffed out for now, because what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of the word mother? Mother's love. It's right there in the center. the golden egg there. And this is making me think of the snake wrapped here is making me think of the kundalini, the fire within, right? The kundalini, which is also, lies coiled dormant in our sacral chakra. So for some of you, it's so interesting. They've been talking about crystal healing and, of course, the different methodologies here of different Western and Eastern. But here, this is also talking, and this is in the center, about this internal flame. That's the Kundalini fire, coming straight up through your chakra system, igniting all these different chakras. Now, most people work with 7 chakras, but I work with 9 chakras. And I'm very connected with the Kundalini. So that's, I include the foot, the knee, and then the earth, sacral, so on and so forth. So, but I never just work on those top 9 without grounding myself all the way down to the chakra in my feet. And it's vitally important, that grounding, grounding of spirit. So that they're talking about here as well. And again, this is also, the mother is very feminine. I mean, a mother is a very sensual creature. She's very complex. She's sensual, but she's life-giving. And, all of creation takes form in some form of womb. And again, the mother contains both light and dark, like you have been. Maybe you are very connected to spirit, and that these emotions, these darker emotions, have you a little bit confused. But that isn't something you should worry about at all. I mean, we all have that. I mean, this is kind of the key to it. This energy holds the key to the eternal challenge of love. Like the mother, where she's very nurturing and life-giving, but at other times she can take that away when she's too controlling. And that's interesting because that goes back to this. Them talking about being gentle in whatever this relationship is that you're envisioning starting in the near future. I mean, a balanced mother energy, which I don't think I've ever seen a reading with all of these 5 elements together. I mean, that shows, it's perhaps the most balanced and benevolent form of, feminine energy. I mean, when you are in this energy, you're glowing, creative, generative, nurturing. Your life is very blessed. But when you're not in this energy, you're dim and exhausted and limited, right? And maybe if you are a parent, you can be controlling in that energy. I'm looking at this and saying, is that saying A Star is Born? Isn't that a movie? Star is Born. Which brings us right into this, the Starborn. And the Starborn talks again of destiny. It talks about your soul blueprint or your natal chart. I mean, what energies, what forces formed you, not just in the material, but in the spiritual plane, which goes back to all of what they've been talking about throughout this reading. That the only way you're going to manifest this dream, the only way this miracle is going to become a miracle is if you reconnect. I mean, you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, but there's still this one blockage. But you need to reconnect with your inner flame, the Kundalini, right? Your sensual side. You have to trust in that. You've been feeling misaligned as of late. I mean, again, it's so weird how many different modalities they're talking about, but they could actually be talking about you having your chart read. or, studied, or going back, if you have your chart, to go back and study that again, but make sure it's a chart that's well done. Or I should say, make sure it's an accurate chart. And when you see this card, I mean, this is signifying a surge of desire for a long lost dream, when you haven't, maybe, that was dormant for a very long time. This is exactly what this card signifies. This is amazing. Well, and that this desire needs to shake you up again. Well, I think Spirit has been very, 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 very clear here, and I want to thank Spirit. Thank you so much for always caring enough to help us with fine tuning our lives so that they can be as fulfilling as we desire them to be. You deserve. We all deserve everything life has to offer, all the blessings, and they're attainable. But we do, all of us are born, with certain blockages. They can be ancestral, maybe not. And the universe does give us all types of tools, all types of ways to connect to higher energies, and they are very gentle, and they do bring us forward in a very harmonic way, and bring all kinds of blessings into our lives, not just people. So I don't want to color this with any of my own opinions. I think it was very clear, and I wish you all the best with, getting to the bottom of whatever it is that has been blocking your heart or keeping you fearful, and helping. I hope this helps you in some way to reconnect, whether it's just through grounding, simple, sensual pleasures, crystals, astrology, whatever it is that, however you do and have this manifest in your life. I wish you all the very best. Okay, well, thank you for coming, and we'll see you when we do. All right, bye-bye now.